Some stories keep me awake the whole night. Among the stories that keep me awake is about the woman who gave birth to a goat.
Tunaangalia kabisa ni mbuzi ilikuwa na kulere mbili.
Yes, you heard me right. The woman who gave birth to a goat. No, there isn't any part of it that was human and the other part was a goat. It was a goat from head to toe. Personally, I don't believe in magic witchcraft, but it looks like I'm going to believe it because of this mystery thing we've seen. Since I was born, it was my first time witnessing that situation with my own eyes. But there is another place called Mzizi. I heard that there was a woman who gave birth to a pig, but I'm not sure if it's true. I have been traveling for over 30 years and have seen many stories, but none of them scares me like the story of Alphonsine Mwana, also known as Sifa, who gave birth to a goat, while she never slept with one. As soon as I gave birth, I remember that the goat was still alive. It looked at my face and tried to get up, but failed to get up. After like 30 minutes, it died. More than 2,000 people witnessed this mystery with their own eyes. As a journalist who happened to be there, I took these photos you see with my phone. Today we're back in Congo again. Every time you visit this country, you never get tired of the countless fantastic stories you'll find. Now we are heading to the village of Kahabuka in the territory of Katana, located in the southern part of the country. We are here because of the story of a 28-year-old Alphonsine who gave birth to a goat. We are not afraid to talk about it because it's one of the strangest and most amazing stories that has happened since the creation of the world. This goat birth is a great miracle because I have been a doctor for many years, but we have never seen any case like this. My name is Alphonsine Mwana. I gave birth to 6 children peacefully without any problems, and in my 7th pregnancy, I gave birth to a goat. What made a woman with a husband give birth to a goat? Did she cheat on him with the goat, or was she bewitched? A few days ago, a strange thing happened in the countryside of Kahabuka where a woman named Sifa, who is over 28 years old, gave birth to an unknown child. Knowing this story, we took the time to go to the place to find out exactly what happened.
Amazibu nabonaga narengigibura abana ndaru okumurhula buzira kadali.
Sifa said that she conceived as usual because it was her 7th pregnancy. She had previously given birth to 6 children and they were all healthy. When she went through the ultrasound machine, the doctors realized that they should operate on her to give birth because they saw that the baby was not well in the womb. She spent more than 9 months pregnant and reached 11 to 12 months. On a Saturday night falling into Sunday, January 26, 2020, a strange rain fell, and her womb began to hurt a lot. She fell off the bed, lied down on the ground, and started giving birth. So she gave birth to something strange that looked like a kid goat. My name is Dr. Shali Luhumbu Nyawulu. I work here at the Umoja Medicare Center. I remember it very well on the 26th of July 2020. It was early in the morning when someone came running and screaming about a mother who had given birth to a goat. As doctors, we ran fast toward the patient to help her since we sensitize mothers to have their deliveries at the hospital. And I can assure you that this information is correct because I was there myself. When I came, I found a baby goat lying on its mother's side. It had a black and white face. For real, it didn't look like a human being. It was a real goat.
Tunaangalia kabisa ni mbuzi ilikuwa na kulere mbili. couleur moi ya noir na
Sifa's firstborn child saw what happened and asked her mother, "What is this, mother? Did you give birth to a goat?" Sifa sent her daughter to call for the neighbors to see what had happened to her. It had already been done. Many people had already woken up, and everyone in the area witnessed a baby goat. The goat was put on its mother's cloth. It was still breathing and tried to get up but failed and died a few minutes later. So we stayed there that night with those neighbors until morning. Everyone was looking with a shocked face, talking about a strange situation that had occurred to me. When my husband heard the news, he immediately abandoned me and told me that a woman who gave birth to such a thing could not stay with him. I saw the goat, touched it with my own hands, and photographed it. About morning, the photos had gone viral on social media and all radio stations, and it was the trending story. This is Mwankavu Mwamwalunga Benita, Alfonsine's mother. When all this happened, she was among the first to arrive, and she saw everything. She says that after realizing that all the people had abandoned her daughter, she decided to take her to her home, and until today, they still live together. As soon as I heard these horrors, I was very afraid. Right after a child told me about it, my heart jumped and left its place. I was shocked and troubled because I had never seen anything like it since I was born. I saw the goat with my own eyes. Therefore, everyone was afraid of it, and they went to hide it and bury it. I, as a mother, realized that everyone had left my child, and no one was even greeting her. So I took her with me to my house and decided that she and my grandchildren will have to starve together. But I won't abandon them. All the remaining 7 children and their mother are here. Since then, her husband never spoke to me, and I have not seen him yet. This is Sifa's mother's house. In this tiny house is where she and all her children live, including their grandmother. This family is visibly poor to everyone and survives by farming potatoes, corn, sweet potatoes, and homegrown crops. This is the only way that provides them with food, and not always. Shali Luhumbu Nyawulu, the doctor who was involved since the beginning of this tragedy, says that they started following up with Sifa because she had suffered a shock due to what had happened to her, and to see if she had any other problems that could have caused her to give birth to a goat. So we started following up on the health of this woman who had just given birth to a goat to see if she had any other problems. We found out that she was only suffering from infections, and we gave her medicine. We began to take care of her psychologically because she had already been traumatized, and she didn't understand what had happened to her, to the extent she wasn't even able to explain her situation, since everyone was laughing to her, saying that she had demons. After realizing that she was recovering, we sent her home with medications. If a person had sex with an animal, yes, she could produce an animal, but there is no proof that she slept with it. What conclusions did you, as doctors, make about these mysterious things that happened to this woman? Most of us treated it as magic witchcraft because a person can't give birth to a goat while she has sex with a normal human being. This suspicion of witchcraft is confirmed by her mother, who says that she has never seen these things in her life until it happened to her sister. It was an extraordinary thing to see, and that's why I said that this must be magical witchcraft. Otherwise, there is no way such a thing could happen to a human being. I don't blame myself for anything because I treat it like magic witchcraft. As soon as my husband left me, my brain was damaged because I began to think a lot, wondering why God had allowed such a thing to happen to me, that if it weren't for this mystery, I would still be living with my husband. They continued to put pressure on the husband to return to his home, explaining to him that his wife did not want that tragedy to happen to her. He later came back, only to impregnate and leave her again, because he was also afraid of what she would give birth to, and that pregnancy is what produced the youngest child she has today. This mother is living a bad life after being abandoned by her husband. She lives here with her mother and 7 children. She is the only one who is worried and does everything possible to provide for all these children. It is not easy for her since she has no other job other than farming. She says that her children are used to famine, that even when she can't get something to feed them, they understand and patiently wait. Therefore, she is asking for support so she can be able to raise her children.